You're a mum, you're a mum, you're a busy mum. Come listen to the Busy Mum podcast. Life hacks and inspiration for the busy modern mum.
In today's episode of the Busy Mum podcast, I speak with Annabel Cornfoot of Milestone Press. Annabel is the designer and publisher of the Master Plan Family Diary, a book about me, my school days, and the Master Wall Calendar. Milestone Press originally was founded by Annabel and her sister-in-law until Annabel purchased it outright a few years ago. And on top of all of that, she's also a mum to 3 beautiful girls and has a husband and a dog. This week we also have 2 of the Master Plan diaries to give away, a beautiful pink one and an awesome aqua-coloured one. Check out my socials on how you can win these beautiful diaries, and let's dive in. So welcome to the Busy Mum podcast.
Thank you.
How are you this morning or this afternoon, Nellie?
It's almost this afternoon. No, I'm very well, thank you. Very
Yes,
well.
You've been very busy. Could you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Certainly. My name's Annabel. I am a mother of 3 daughters. I have got a 14-year-old daughter, a 12-year-old daughter, and a 10-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and a husband. So.
Oh, is it a part-time husband? While you're busy doing that?
And I have got a little publishing business called Milestone Press, which I started with my sister-in-law in 2005 when we discovered there was a gap in the baby book market. So that's how Milestone Press came around all those years ago.
So stepping back before you had Milestone Press, what were you doing before that?
Before that, I was a sales rep for a Chinese printing company.
And how did you get into that?
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen?
I know. I was in Australia at the age of 21 or 22. I was a night manager of a hotel on the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents said to me, it's time, you should go overseas. So I went. So I went overseas, booked my flight the next day, and went and lived in London and got a job in publishing in London.
Okay.
And then travelled for 6 months and then worked in London for a year for DK Publishers as a print buyer. And then had to come home to Australia because my husband's visa had run out, or boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. And then came home and then moved back to Hong Kong and lived in Hong Kong for a year, working for a Chinese printer and a Chinese paper merchant.
So that would have come in handy, like to start your own company, doing what you're doing now.
It all aligned. So the stars aligned, and it gave me the opportunities to do what I do now. So, which is great.
Yeah. So what happened there? So are you still in business with your sister-in-law?
No, I bought her out of the business. I think I was trying to work it out, maybe 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And why was that? She just wasn't interested in it anymore, or you wanted to take a different path with it?
I think that it probably wasn't at the time paying 2 people's salaries. So it was a decision where we were both. So when we first started, I was working also for the Chinese as a sales rep. So I was doing both.
Yeah.
And then when it was time I found 3 children and working 2 businesses too hard. So I gave up and started doing Milestone Press. And then we just found there probably wasn't enough work for 2 of us to be paying school fees.
So getting down to it is like it was trying to cover school fees. So I'm gathering that you put your kids through private school?
They do now. They didn't then. So it was just the mental, it was trying to get, just thinking whether or not it was bringing enough income for 2 of us.
Oh, okay. Because I know you've been quite busy this week. We've been conversing outside of this particular podcast recording, and you're how are you selling as many as you're selling? Like, because it's obviously you say it's the busiest time of the year for you. Why is it so busy now to be selling your diaries for next year? Like, how is it the busiest?
My diaries are unique.
Yeah.
So my diaries start in October.
Oh, okay.
So it enables you to get organised before the busy Christmas period. So changing your diary over in January makes no sense because you're busy earlier. So with school-age children, you get your timetables and your schedules in advance, so it's nice to know what you're doing. So that's why it starts in October, and this is our 11th year.
Yep.
So we've got a big following of the diaries. Everyone loves the colours. Everyone loves the format. And so when I lived in London, so I came back from London in 2016 after a couple of years away again. And during that time, I went and did a design course. So I actually do the entire designing of the diary now and everything, which it allows me to ask people what they want in the diary.
Yeah.
So all of my users, if they want to make a suggestion, I then try and implement it. So the diary's got quite a big following, and everyone is very passionate about their diaries.
I mean, it's a great idea to have them in October. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. I was thinking, why is she so busy now? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But now you've explained it. Of course, because when you change over in January, you're so sleepy and you're like, yeah, New Year's resolution. It doesn't really happen. And you end up with a blank diary. I'm surprised that there's no one else doing this yet.
I know. Shh.
Don't tell anyone. Tell everyone, but don't tell anyone.
Exactly. So this year, for the first time, we've done a limited edition for January to December. Yeah. Because the feedback was people didn't like wasting months. But I've changed over in October. I change over straight away. I love using a new colour, new diary.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Okay, so, and you were saying, what was the name to put the initials on each diary as well?
So I'm monogramming. So as an optional extra on my website is I can monogram the diary. So I've got my machine.
Show me the machine. Sorry. Oh, so cute, but so painful.
So I monogram, yes.
So do many people take up that option?
I think I've got about 220 diaries to monogram.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought you would have had like 2,000.
No, that was the other. So it was 2,000 that went out, and then it's just the additional ones to monogram.
That's not too bad. Okay. No. Like 200, like we make 200, 300 beard oils in a day easy. So like, I get it. Like heat shrinking beard oils ain't that fun, but, pays the bills.
I know. and I have to wear white gloves so I don't burn myself.
Oh, God. Please don't burn yourself. Oh.
No, lots of fun.
Annabelle, just describe for us a day in the life of you.
A day in the life of me? Okay. The alarm on it, so I'll give you on Monday morning. The alarm goes off at 6:15 or 6:10, and I have to wake my 3 daughters up because one of them has sport, and then I drive them to school, and they're at school by 7 a.m.
What?
Yes, 7 a.m. on a Monday morning.
Oh, that's hardcore.
It is very hardcore. And then on the way home from dropping them at school, I will go and do my grocery shopping. So at 7:15, I'm at the local supermarket doing the weekly shop, which is great. So that's all boxes ticked.
Yeah, well, you're productive.
I know. And then I come home and walk the dog and take the dog for a nice long walk. And then so my day probably starts at about 8:30, 9 o'clock on a Monday. And that's all, kids out of the house, chores done, and then I start my day, which will be, milestone press, whether or not it's taking images of diaries or images of the baby book or the school record book, and just getting it out there, getting stores to order and all that sort of stuff.
So you're obviously selling online, but do you wholesale as well?
I am predominantly a wholesaler. So when we started out, we are predominantly wholesale, and we're still that now. So I've got various stockists around the country that stock the diary.
So are you trying to move across to have more retail online customers, or not really?
No, I love my stockists. Without the stockists, you wouldn't be able to do the volume because they're the ones that, confirm their orders.
Yeah.
And so I've, got all the stockists, and then just online as well myself. So
okay. And is your business now big enough to have 2 people in there full time, or is it still? Are you at capacity?
Probably not. I think I've got. So a couple of years ago, I lived overseas. My husband, we were transferred in 2013 to London for a couple of years, and So continued doing the diaries and did a revamp of a baby book. So the first product that we brought out was a book about me. It's a baby record book, and it's very unique to what's on the market because it wasn't gender neutral. It was gender neutral. It wasn't a boy or girl. There were no photos of anyone else's children throughout or animals. So 12 and a half years ago, we were the first people to bring out this gender neutral baby book. And then it's got Chicago screws, so you can add and remove pages.
Oh, cool.
So it's never a half-filled in baby book.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so which is great. And in our first 6 months, all those years ago, we sold 4,000 of them in 6 months, which was huge, yes. And because I was out of the country for a couple of years, I sort of didn't really concentrate on that product because it doesn't expire, whereas the diaries expire. Mm-hmm. So you've got to get selling the diaries through, it's abusing time because you've got to make sure that you sell out, whereas the baby books, they don't expire. So that was sort of a product that I didn't concentrate on enough. So I need to get that ramping up. And if I had that product and my school days product and the baby book, yes, you could have two people back in the business, but it's just getting those products up and running again.
Yeah, which means a bit more time.
Lots more energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So do you have any, tips to make your day run smoother? Or is that the get up at 6:15, get everything done?
Tips to make you sort of be organised. Like I use my diary. I'm a digital person, as in I love my iPhone, I love my Mac computers, I love all that sort of stuff, but I am old school when it comes to diaries. And I write it down and I look at it, and it's either in my handbag or it's in my office. And on Sunday night, my husband will sit down with his phone and I'll sit down with my diary and I will handwrite everything.
Yeah. And
I think it just helps to be on top of it and meal plan. Mm-hmm. I make sure that we know what we're eating for the week, so I don't have to race. If I'm racing to the shops, it's for eggs, milk, and fruit. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about the bigger items because I purchase those on the Monday morning.
Excellent. And what's the best advice you've received?
The best advice? The best advice I've received, I think that, what would it be? I think that it's hard. I work on my own now, mm-hmm. And I think that can be quite hard. But it's if you can have a bad day, this too shall pass. And you need to believe in yourself, mm-hmm. And believe in what you're selling. If you're selling or whatever you're doing, you just need to be strong. And it can get lonely.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is it lonely?
It used to be. I've got a dog. I talk to people in the mornings with the dog. No, it's good. It's nice, doing a job where you can work your own hours. And that's why I'm very, big on. So very old school on paper, but big on in the digital world with Facebook and Instagram. And anyone who comments on my page, I'm sort of there straight away because it's the banter with an office colleague, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
which is quite fun.
And this is why every Friday I do podcast recording because I get to meet new people. Like, yay!
Yay, fun!
It's a little bit selfish of me to do this, but hopefully giving some value to everyone else who's listening. So
absolutely.
Do you have the music pumping in there as well some days?
I do. No, I have music pumping, and my latest thing is ebooks.
Ebooks?
Yes. Oh. So I have ebooks going. So there's just that ground noise.
Yeah.
And the ebooks are fantastic. And there are some that they'll have two different characters, the voices and stuff. So
what have you listened to recently?
Well, yesterday as I was packing my diaries, I was listening to music from Outlander.
Oh, I wonder why.
I know.
Taking you back there with some handsome lad.
I know. And then on the Tuesday I was listening to just a Jack Reacher book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Online. So it's actually, it's quite good.
That's
listening
really
to the books.
Good. That's cool. So yeah, my next question was about reading books or watching Netflix. Do you watch Netflix or Stan?
I do watch Netflix or Stan. And I've watched Younger, but that's quite fun. Because
Everyone's watching Younger. Everyone is, especially all us, 30 or 40 somethings. We're like, yes.
Yep, I know. And being in publishing, it's quite fun.
Yes.
So I started out at DK Publishers, so it's always fun. And then there's called Money Heist. Have you heard of that one on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's good. It's dubbed terribly, so it's in Spanish. It's no, but it's dubbed. But it's actually the storyline. It's very good. Okay. So that's one that you should watch.
Okay,
it's quite cool.
So let me write that down again. What is it called?
Money Heist.
Money Heist.
Yeah,
and it's Spanish.
It's Spanish but it's dubbed.
Yeah.
So you don't have you watch your subtitles.
Oh, I know. Subtitles drive me crazy. I'm like,
I can't do subtitles. But the dubbing's bad, but it's a really good. I'm waiting for the second series. That's how good it is.
Awesome. Now, I do have another question that's popped into my head because you say you're in publishing. You do the diaries, but are you going to write a book?
No. That's
no.
No.
Why is that a big no? Why is that a big fat no?
Because that's just not me. I'm more the creative, so I create.
So you prefer to do the designs of the diaries?
Designs and so the baby book. When we did the baby book, we thought we were really clever because you could. It was never half-filled in baby book because we, thought about it and did these Chicago screws binding. Then the next creative thing I did was you can get a stamped spine for the baby book. So I stamp in aluminium the child's name.
Yep.
So
are you doing them manually as well?
Yes, manual again.
Oh God.
And then so this year with the diaries, I brought out. Last year I did. Pockets with pen loops.
Oh yeah.
And then this year it's adhesive tabs, and then last year was also the monogramming.
Yeah.
And then every year I just try and add something new. And then this year, I'm not sure if you've seen the diaries. There's spaces for you to write children's names.
I've seen only what you've got on the website briefly. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you can write children's names, but now I've found someone on Etsy that will sell a stamp, so you can stamp each page.
Oh.
So that's sort of my way. I'm creative like that in finding solutions rather than writing a book. I would love to, like bringing out things that make, using things easier.
Yeah. So are you, are customers just coming to you with these ideas, or do you do like an annual survey after they've gone out? Like, how are you finding these ideas?
So some of the ideas are mine, and then I love feedback on my Facebook group. And each year I'll say to everyone, what colours do you want for next year? Any ideas? And if people have got ideas, I will try and incorporate it.
Yeah.
So this year we've introduced the monthly view again because the layout is much better. And to be fun, I've said to everyone, when are your birthdays? I'll put birthdays in. So on the monthly view, I put a little balloon on people's birthdays.
That's a manual process as well?
That's in the design. So it is in the every single diary goes out has got the same balloons in the same spot.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, whoa, are you personalising every single diary? That would be mental.
No. So no, I wouldn't do that.
Oh my goodness. So you're doing the diaries, you're doing monthly planners, you're doing the baby books.
And we do my school days books too.
My school days books.
Yeah.
Is there any other products you're thinking of incorporating, or are you just going to stick with those ones and just
I've got some ideas. I just need to I'm sitting on a little bit of stock, or quite a lot of stock. So I need to clear some of my space before I can bring in anything else.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I know books are big and heavy.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? So you mentioned like you meal plan. What are your go-to recipes or your go-to meals each week?
Okay. We eat zucchini soup on a Monday night.
What?
Zucchini soup.
I've never even heard of that.
Zucchini soup. That
sounds super healthy.
It's a nice way to start a Monday.
Yeah.
Nice and healthy. And then other meals that we have is I'm big on we love our salmon poke bowl.
Oh, okay.
So, which is delicious. So
it's Japanese, isn't it? Is that a Japanese?
It is a Japanese. So it's raw fish.
Yep.
And then it's your rice, edamame, ginger, avocado, seaweed in a dish. So and with some cucumber as well. Yep. So that's a family favourite. And then we do the similar, but with a chili con carne.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we'll do a chili con carne bowl with the brown rice, the guacamole, the corn chips. So it's like a deconstructed. So they're my
stuff,
go-tos, and then pork with smashed potatoes and a grain salad.
Wow. Can I actually grab those recipes off you afterwards, like when you send me the answers? Because honestly, no one has said any of those recipes before. Like they are very unique recipes, I must say.
They are. They're delicious. No, so and it's just it's easy, nice, and it's the chili con carne I make in bulk.
Oh, so okay. So you're freezing it?
Freezing it.
Yeah, beautiful.
So bringing it out, and it's easy and done.
Awesome. Yeah. So what's one area of your life you would like to improve?
I would like to improve.
And you can't say stock.
Probably, I would like to improve the cardboard boxes around me.
You just need to go to Bunnings and get some like shelving units in there.
Oh, this is the loft. So no, because this will be gone. This will all be gone, and then I'll be. So it's fine. It's fine. Improve. You know what? I'd actually like to improve my wardrobe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd like to improve my wardrobe. And yeah, that's a silly one.
No,
my wardrobe.
Relevant. Have you heard of the website called I think it's Bird's Nest?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some great like lookbooks that go on for days. Like you can just look at them and go, wow. I look at them and go, wow. And then it's just too much choice. And I go,
get done. And I love on Instagram. You follow all the beautiful homes, and you go, oh, wouldn't that be nice? And you go, yeah, just not realistic at the moment.
Yeah, we don't really have any style. Ben and I, no interior design style. Like we've got one painting, which is in the background. But that's kind of it.
So that's what I would like to improve. I would like that. I wish I was that way inclined, and I'm not. So,
well, that's all right. I've got another question which I asked a guest this morning, which I'm going to ask you, and you're not aware of this question. What is your greatest fear, and how do you deal with it?
My greatest fear. I probably suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out, often. And my greatest fear would probably be, what would it be? Missing out on children's stuff, on my daughters growing up.
Oh.
Probably.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's interesting. And how would you deal with that? How could you deal with that?
Well, you probably can't. You just got to be prepared.
You just got to be there.
Be there. And, the past couple of days I've been very busy. And it's funny because I'm home in the afternoons for them all the time, which is great working from home. So I've got this new thing when they walk in the door, I will walk out of my office and, cook their treats or do the cooking while they're at home. So we're talking.
Yeah.
And being so busy, it's actually funny that they really wanted to chat. So I've sort of been getting home at 7, 8 o'clock at night, and they really want to chat. So it's just making time for family, which we all get busy, and you can get caught up and you can watch TV and all this sort of stuff, but you just need to make time.
Yeah.
For the kids and stuff.
Yeah. I get that with my kid as well. She's like, every time she has a bath, she's like, can you just come in and talk to me? And I'm like, but everything is burning on the stove. I can't do it, because I usually, multitask. Like the kids are in the bath and I'm trying to cook their dinner. So then it all kind of happens.
Oh, so it all fits. Yeah,
it all fits in.
I know, and it's funny because how old's your daughter?
9.
Son?
9.
9.
2 daughters. 9 and 6.
Yes. So but my 10-year-old just is like, and I feel bad that I don't actually sometimes listen.
Oh yeah, it's just like white noise, isn't it?
It is. And they say, did you hear that, Mum? Oh, yes.
Yes, that's a great idea. I didn't ask you a question. Oh, okay. Do you want to repeat it? Okay, well, I've got a couple of quick questions and then I'll let you get on with your day. Have you signed up to any websites recently that you actually find value in receiving their emails?
I don't think I have, to be honest. I think that I'm in the middle. You get so many emails that you don't know how people have got your details. But can I tell you what the most exciting thing for me was the other day?
Sure.
So I've had my email account my Milestone Press email account for 14 years.
Yep.
And instead of Annabel at Milestone Press, I did a new one. Hello at Milestone Press. So it is it's a spam-free email account.
You can clean slate that.
It is, and I go on and check it, and it's all proper emails. There's no spam. It's actually I'm tempted to change the way I spell my name, so I can have another one which is spam-free.
Every year in October, spam-free. That's funny. I've actually just spent the last, week unsubscribing to a truckload of emails. And I keep getting more. And I'm like, who is this? Like, I don't even know who this is.
I get the same. And then I click on it too, and it's Excite Deals or something. And I don't know how they've got my details. And then you're worried because you've never signed up for it, that if you put your email account, then they're going to know that it's a real email account, and then they're going to send you more.
Yeah, that's probably what I've done. Whoops. But also, I have a lot of unread emails in my list. There was about 50,000 of them. I am now down to 19,000. So I'm getting there.
How many emails have you got in your account? I'll have a look at mine.
I don't know. I've got it closed down, but in total, there's like so many. It's just so many. But unopened. Let me just check. At the moment, no, it's 17,733
that are unopened.
I'll close it.
That's impressive. I think I'm only. Hang on, let's just see.
No, it was up to 50,000. 50
of unopened.
So I've opened like 30,000. I just press the down button and it goes to get rid of all the things.
The other thing is I go and then I search on it and search whatever one's the spam, and then I'll delete them all and then delete them all, and then I'll search
in block.
Yes, in blocks, and then delete them.
How many have you got now?
Well, my computer's a little bit slow this morning.
Okay, well, I'll ask you the next question. And what's one piece of advice you would give your pre-baby self?
My pre-baby self would be have fun. Just
get drunk and have fun.
Go to the movies. Do those things that, go out for dinner. I think, I had my first child at 28.
Same.
And you sort of forget that you can go to the movies and go out for dinner.
Yeah.
And just take a little clutch.
A what? What's that? Who knows what that is? What's a clutch?
Yeah. And then it would just be, be confident. I think that when we're in our, before children, we're not confident, and then you sort of think, you rock your world. You do what you think. You're in charge. Be the boss of yourself, and just, own it. I think when we get older, we become more secure.
Yeah, and we can be more like that.
Yeah, but own it when you're young. They're great. In your 20s, or you're awesome, but you just don't know how awesome you are. So just own it early.
Yeah. Are you teaching your girls that at the moment? Are you trying to do that?
Yes, I am trying to do it. You just want them to be confident and not care what other people think as such, which is it is hard because you still do. But you just want them to be, proud of themselves and just go-getters. And
yeah, it's hard. Yeah. It's a hard gig being a parent. Final question. Have you got your numbers yet?
Oh, I'm not that bad. I must have deleted the other day. I've only got 892.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's not bad. But in my inbox, I've got 40,000 emails.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You got to subscribe to more crap, so you know.
I cleaned out the other day.
Okay, so final question. What is the most useful or useless baby or kids item you had?
I had. Do you know what? We actually. It wasn't the most, but we didn't use the pram.
You didn't use the pram?
No.
So that's useless. What's the most useful one then?
I don't know. Like our pram, by the time baby 3 come round, it still looks new. And I think, in Brisbane, because I lived in Brisbane when the girls were growing up, it was hilly.
Yeah.
And maybe I was lazy because we didn't really walk. We didn't really walk a lot.
Oh, okay. I walk heaps.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Sydney in the inner west, and our house is close to the school. And well, when I say close to the school, it's a half an hour walk to the house and to the office.
That's nice. Yeah.
So it's just long enough to have a proper walk, and it's just long enough for the kids to not get too tired. Yeah.
All right. Let me think about the most useless. I'll probably be one of those nappy bins.
I've had that answer before. Yeah.
With those bags that you had to put in, and I think that someone gifted me one.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like it either.
Yeah. You push it down, screw it. Push it down, and screw it. Yeah. I had one for the first kid, and the second kid, I was like, I'm just buying those little bags. I don't want to keep the poo in the house. Yuck.
No.
It stinks. Ugh. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for talking to me today, Annabel. It's been fantastic to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Busy Mum podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow me on my Instagram account, thebusymum_podcast, or on Facebook, which is The Busy Mum AU, or subscribe to my iTunes account, which is also The Busy Mum Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Australia's newest ladies' leg shaving brand Pins. Perfect pins, pits and private bits don't have to be neglected this winter. Maintain your hair and enjoy soft, smooth skin. Check out the website today, www.pins.com.au. This winter, maintain your hair and enjoy soft, smooth skin. Check out the website today, www.pins.com.au.